Hey, welcome to my dorm room. Welcome to the top floor of my dorm room. And of course, welcome to the video. Though before we do get started, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys decided to use my creator code inside of Rec Room. To put it short, I basically earn money for free, and I've earned over $10,000 for free by you guys using my code. Of course, if you guys are lazy, you guys can find the link down inside the description below, or you guys can go to my profile and press that support button. To kind of explain the structure of today's video, basically inside the Rec Room Discord server, an area where the Rec Room community kind of talks and conversates with each other and with Rec Room developers. And Rec Room developers sometimes give out hints and extra additional information to features that are coming out soon and stuff like that. Today's video is dedicated to all of this, that, and of course, it's just kind of like in a Q&A style because people are asking questions to developers and developers are answering those questions. Now we start off this entire conversation about full body avatars and UGC clothing from the avatar developer, Jode Animation. He has this big announcement talking about how the avatar team has been heads down on stuff lately, but he also talks about things that they're focusing on and etc. I've talked about this in my last video. You guys can pause and read if you guys want to, but continuing onwards, he had talked about adding a slit to Bean Body's hands so they can, easily do the point animations, and he was asked if it would also work on gloves, and Jode Animation had said, yeah, I voted in on the good process for taking Bean gloves and adding a slit in the gloves that would allow gestures like pointing while leaving separation hidden during the typical idle hand poses, and he shows an example. So yes, pointing with Bean Body avatar gloves may be a thing in the future. We just kind of have to show that we actually want it. When asked if he knew how often we'll see older sets get full body avatar variants, Jode Animation had said, great question. We scheduled time this summer to look over Bean outfits that have built-in bottoms that we want to build for full body avatars, so we can kick off that work. We're also working on how the store/sales ramifications as we're working through a large refactor on how the store works. Now this Rec Room player, SodaCan, had also had a big list of questions for this actual Rec Room developer, like talking about things like for face and body types, are we going to get already existing Bean ones, but translated over to full body avatar, or will there be more variety? When it comes to embodiment polish, can we expect tweaks to be made with how interacting with your body and looking down works, and etc, etc. Jode Animation would answer by saying the first phase of adding face/body shapes will also be the reach parity with Bean avatars, so adding the same one as Beans. The second phase, which will start this summer, is the advanced customization version where you'll be able to greatly customize your avatar for maximum uniqueness. Currently, that second part is in the design phase. When asked if all default items will get the correct quote-unquote sleeve support, Jode Animation said, correct is a tricky thing to define, to be honest. There are some sleeves that the team and I feel are correct, but people have called out as incorrect. What I can say is, 1. We want to make things look as good as we can while avoiding spending all our time on old stuff instead of building new features and great new outfit options. 2. We don't plan on fully integrating all sleeves into the torso, and we don't plan to make custom textures for most sleeves on old items. 3. We will continue to listen to you and the rest of the community about what you care about and pivot our plans when there's enough unified sentiment to make it worth our time, like what I'm saying. So if you guys want to see changes with full body avatars and stuff like that, we just have to show as a community and as a group of people that we just care about that change a lot. Jode Animation had said there's lots to say about Avatar Studio, though I don't want to go too far off topic. Moderation is a tricky beast to automate, so we'll get there over time, but there's been lots of hand moderation at first, and we expect to be manually approving every outfit at first, quote unquote, or in parentheses, with a small group of creators, and then expand them to more and more as we have the capacity. Jode Animation responding to this says, me too. It's looked like we would be ready to ship a few times over the past couple months, and it's been super frustrating to me that it's taken this long. For that reason, I don't want to promise something that might change, and I will say that we're expecting to get it out as early this summer as humanly possible. If you guys are interested in being applicable for Avatar Studio and stuff like that, you guys basically need to show that you can actually 3D model and make 3D, items and stuff. This stuff ain't easy, folks. You gotta have some sort of knowledge to do this, and they're looking for people just like that. In Jode Animation's words, he says that he wants to see people that can model, texture, and skin their model appropriately to a game-friendly, in parentheses, bone-driven skeleton. Any portfolio that shows that is great. He elaborates that, yeah, the main reason for the requirement of modeling plus texturing plus weighing experience is that we want the first batch of people to hit the ground running and not need us to teach them with what skinning max influences means. Essentially, the best way to be considered is to send me a portfolio link, something like ArtStation, that shows images of 3D game quality art and a video of it deforming. He was also asked about free pants and stuff like that too. Funny that you asked. We're currently looking over our entire wardrobe and identifying basic options that we'd like to add. I feel there's a good chunk of standard clothing items that we have yet to deliver on ... like pants that actually go all the way down to your shoes. And yeah, we have plenty of room for improvement. He was also asked about there being some basic avatar policies to adhere to, which seem pretty obvious. Jode Animation confirms that their trust and safety team has written guidelines for Avatar Studio creators and will continue to refine those until we're ready to share publicly. Stop! Okay, I know I paused the video right here, and I'm so sorry I interrupted your knowledge and stuff like that. My channel memberships. These beautiful people that decide to give me their hard-earned cash every single month, and of course, you guys should totally join them, or else this pillow will get it. No, of course, these people just don't give me their money for free. I would love that, don't believe. But instead, they decide to give me some money based on a set of perks that I actually have established. You guys will find a bunch of additional information on that join button next to the subscription button, which you guys should totally press. But they also get shouted out in all my videos. So, of course, big fat stinky shout out to all my channel members, which include Jay, Astro Boy, Nat the Pup, Bucket Guy, Yo It's Shaky, BB Burning Owl, Raphael, Cloud, Box David, Jack Tutorial, Dozer Played Cat, and Netflix69. Thank you, Pookies! And of course, back to the video. Now, when asked if UGC stuff will come out to everyone with Rec Room Plus, like later in the timeline and stuff like that, Jode Animation basically says, we basically can't wait to get as many people to have access as possible once the Unity and server tooling is ready. Once we start onboarding a small group and we'll have a better idea of how long it'll take to expand to the fuller creator community, I'd love to see a similar timeline to what you described. A player had also asked if remaking an item from Rec Room would violate any TOS. Jay confirms that the way he sees it, and I think our policy goes, is that if you create an item using any of our assets to make profit, it goes against our TOS and your account may get punished, even if you use the asset as a base. Jode Animation adds on that moderation for theft is definitely one of the hard parts of scaling this feature, and it's probably up to the trust and safety. When asked if UGC items will work for both bean avatars and full body avatars, Jode Animation says if the creator wants to make an item compatible with both avatar types, we'll definitely encourage that. If someone wants to just make for bean or for full body avatar, we won't stop that either. Now, I definitely do think that whenever it comes to actually players buying and purchasing these UGC items and stuff like that, we should definitely be able to see if we can, change it to the bean body type or change it to the full body avatar type, or maybe make it more expensive for having that compatibility. I think that would be a lot cooler and a pretty cool, neat UI option to add, but that's just my personal idea. Be sure to let me know if you have any ideas. Jode Animation adds on that the specs for bean and full body avatars are different for some item types, so that's why it won't be possible to just make it work on both avatar types. The creator would need to make separate models ... but we should be able to share between all the head item types though. He was also asked if the art team's production of assets will slow down as well. Jode Animation says, great question. We don't plan on slowing down, no. We sense that we may need more items in the store, not less. So our current plan for the rest of the year is at least to increase output, not decrease. Which is, when asked about body shapes though, body shapes are defined by the weight of painting to the skeleton. This means that if your model is weight painted well, it may just automatically look good to all body types, and we may have tooling in Blender and Unity to preview this. When asked if players will be able to change the location of UGC items, Jode Animation says that the mesh and origin / pivot point will always stay down at the scene origin 000. You rotate and move around outfit items like hats using bone pivots, but you don't need to worry about that. Jode Animation also confirmed that Rec Room developers are actually working on a code to change to allow for working skin color into outfit items. This will allow for proper hair fade and tons of moderation concerns, to be honest. And when asked if we could reward UGC items we made and stuff like that, Jay confirms that we could probably make our own system. AFAIK, I don't think we would expose this for Rec Room original items, since this can be easily abused. When a Rec Room player was talking about wishing that they could customize their hair, like tucking their hair behind their ear and stuff like that, Jode Animation had said this. One of our artists has a mock-up of a new way of customizing hair that would allow for mixing and matching different styles. I think one styles of bangs mixed with another style of extensions, etc. Would love to see get that off the ground. When a player was talking about long dresses, Jode Animation had said that they're doing a project focused specifically on skirts and dresses and making them look great for full body avatars. This will need additional bones added, and we need to build a system to allow for custom bones a per outfit basis. It's a big goal for me this year, along with things like platform shoes and high heels. If you guys are interested in Avatar Studio, here's Jode Animation's ideal portfolio for Avatar Studio beta consideration. You'll just basically need to link your portfolio on your website, ArtStation, and etc. You guys can just pause and read if you guys are interested. Then Jode was asked with a big question. Will we need a computer to be able to make UGC avatar items? Jode Animation says the first workflow for UGC outfit items will only be through Rec Studio and the subset of tools we call Avatar Studio. Ultimately, we want creators to be able to make outfits of some kind of any platform. I don't expect that to happen in a meaningful way this year though. He was also asked about adding tails with UGC items too. Yoda Animation does confirm that adding tails would be best if there was a wiggly/dynamic reaction to them, and that would be possible to make in Avatar Studio without the dynamics. Once the dynamic bone work has been done for doing things like dresses, this should also be possible to add for things like tails. Responding to Werewolf talking about being able to customize sleeves on custom shirts, Yoda Animation had said, "One thing I'm very excited about in Avatar Studio is we'll be able to give away a bunch of base items that you can paint up however you want. So for those who don't want to model or weight paint, we'll have an item or two that most categories that you'll be able to texture or sell in the store," which is super cool. Now, he does actually clarify Avatar Studio will be a set of tools within a Rec Room Studio, so if you guys are confused about Avatar Studio, it's just basically like a little add-on to Rec Room Studio. It's not like its own separate application or anything like that. I totally thought it was at the beginning of this video though. When asked about more skin colors and stuff like that, Yoda Animation had said that internally we view our avatars as humans, so we've chosen not to have non-human-like colors. Face and body paint is how we currently think of handling those types of additional skin colors though. Yoda Animation would personally like to expand on types of things that they can actually paint in-game, and wouldn't we? Imagine a broader category of paintables. Paintable nails, hats, shoes, it would be cool. Very cool idea, and to elaborate a little bit more on Avatar Studio, Yoda Animation says currently Rec Room Studio is just for creating rooms. But we split in the Rec Room Studio to the room side and the avatar outfit side, calling the later portion Avatar Studio. Yoda Animation elaborates that the base skin of the avatar will not be changeable with the advent of the Avatar Studio, so you'll need to be able to model your outfits to sit appropriately on the base skin that we provide. This is to provide as much consistency in the style as is appropriate. The skeleton is locked down for making avatar items, and that means you'll need to model to the proportions of our skeleton. Yoda Animation is also pitching a feature which would allow VR players to give screen mode players animations or custom animations. A cool idea, and what would you be able to do with that? Be sure to let me know. Now, he does confirm that food animations will be fixed over the course of the beta, and that full body avatars do have a drinking problem, because they actually don't drink like water or anything. A fix for that is in the works, and ties into the tricky aspect of fitting the proportions of a human being to the non-realistic proportions of both avatar types. Whew, we covered a lot of UGC and full body avatar stuff, and of course, be sure to let me know if you guys are interested or a little bit more confused about Avatar Studio and etc. Get comfortable with that term because we'll probably be talking about Avatar Studio a lot more in the future. Thanks for watching all the way to this point in the video. I love you so much, and of course, you guys should definitely check out my second channel, and maybe even a video that I made beforehand. Of course, folks, I would also appreciate that subscription because I can make more videos just like this, and of course, I have to punch you now.